How does being sedentary impact cardiovascular disease risk? There's a new systematic review and meta-analysis looking at sedentary time, so the time spent sitting, lying, watching TV, etc., and cardiovascular disease. The review included 27 articles in total, and 19 of the studies were included in the meta-analysis. That meta-analysis found that higher sedentary time was associated with a 29% higher risk of cardiovascular disease compared to low sedentary time, and there were increases in both fatal and non-fatal cardiovascular disease. And each additional hour of sedentary time was associated with about a 5% increase in risk. However, there wasn't a statistically significant increase in risk until about 5 hours of sedentary time per day, so if you're sedentary for a few hours out of the day, it's probably not a big deal. They also conducted a substitution analysis and found that substituting just 1 hour of sedentary time per day with light physical activity could lower the risk of cardiovascular disease by about 16%. But that doesn't mean that differences in physical activity explain the entire association between sedentary time and cardiovascular disease risk, because even when you just look at the studies that adjust for physical activity, there's still a risk. But what I thought was really interesting was when they limited the analysis to only the studies that objectively measured sedentary time using accelerometers, higher sedentary time was associated with a 62% higher risk of cardiovascular disease. So reducing sedentary time appears to be one way that we can lower our cardiovascular disease risk.